can't. I fucking
Come
can't.
on, dude. No part of like a Diddy party?
Oh, fuck. Fuck it. Yo, what's happening, everybody? We are back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. We are on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. It's Brian, it's Brennan. How we doing today?
Yeah, we're doing good, man. Roster baiting, making sure, Bucky's not playing, so now I got to put Rachaad White in, fun stuff.
Are you kidding me? I'm literally putting Band-Aids all over my rosters to hold these sumbitches together. It's freaking ridiculous right now.
It's a tough world out there.
It's hard out there, but it's okay. We've got your answers to your start-sit questions for the Part 2 episode. We'll be going over the last 1 o'clock game, the rest of the afternoon, and the Sunday and dual Monday night games. Isn't that exciting?
Woo!
Not. Boom! We've got another NFC matchup. It's the Eagles at the Buccaneers. Wait, is this the one we're starting with?
You said Pirates versus Predators? The fuck?
Eagles are Predators, aren't they? Oh, we are starting with Eagles to Bucs. Fuck. God damn it. I am off now ever since that one slide. Whoop!
Do you want to start over?
Fuck yeah. You know it. Here we are. Yeah, it's Pirates versus Predators there. Brennan, I don't see you giving me snappy titles here, but it's the Eagles at the fucking Buccaneers coming at you for a fun little matchup. We've got a 43-point over-under. Philadelphia's favored by 1.5, but that line's moving. The over-unders dropped 2 points, and Philly were favored by 2.5. It's moved a bit. I wonder why. Could you fill us in there a little bit?
Well, let's see here. A.J. Brown hasn't practiced.
Okay.
Devonta Smith hasn't practiced. Britton Covey, their wide receiver 3 they had out there, has a broken scapula. So it'll be Jahan Dotson, and I guess it'll be Dallas Goedert, but he was sidelined yesterday. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with the Eagles.
Come on,
Saquon
Paris Campbell. You're not going to give anything to Paris Campbell there? Come on. Once coveted by the Colts, second-round pick.
Yeah, the fact that we passed up on DK Metcalf over him is still going to haunt me to this day.
We're not going to bring that up because Terry McLaurin's on that list. A.J. Brown's on that list.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Dallas Goedert doesn't appear to be on the injury report list for Week 4 because that's good. He's going to be on the injury report list for Week 5 because they are going to put everything on this guy's back. As far as we're starting him, we're starting Barkley, starting Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have no choice. I mean, Hurts' legs, scrambling ability, just know that he's going to throw a pick or two in this game. But, I mean, he should finish as like a low-end, like, I could say like high-end QB2. If you could pivot, I mean, you might. Would you rather start Baker or Jalen Hurts in this game?
Oh, man. Wow. Maybe Baker. Saquon's been stealing so much work from this offense. He catches quite a few balls, and he might be heavily used in the passing game again this week because of this issue. But wow, must win if you're 0-3 right now. Maybe Baker's the play.
Maybe, yeah, but that's about it on the Eagles side. I mean, Tampa Bay side, it looks like Bucky Irving just was on the practice injury report today, did not practice with the hamstring, so that typically means he ain't playing. So fire up Rachaad White, because that's really unfortunate. And all those who spent all that fab on Bucky Irving, you're just RIP, sorry. Evans and Godwin, they're in your lineup, and that's about it.
We'll about wrap that one up because K. Dotton, despite what he did last week, I'm not touching the guy. All he does is he runs routes. He's like Alec Pierce before Alec Pierce showed us that he's a top wide receiver in the NFL. What the world is going on here? Alrighty, who's winning this game?
I like I guess it's the Pirates from your profession, whatever you want to live at the Bucs.
What else are Buccaneers? Are they not Pirates? Look at that.
I just don't understand how the Eagles are Predators.
Because they eat nothing but grass. No, come on. They are fierce predators.
I thought you were trying to do like a Deshaun Watson joke there, and I was just like, I have no idea what he's going with this one here.
Oh, predators.
Yeah,
That's funny because he can't keep his hands to himself. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to a duel in the desert. How about that one? You like that?
Ooh,
Commanders versus the Cardinals. 50-point over under. 3.5 points. Arizona is favored by in this game. Jaden Daniels put on a clinic against Cincinnati on Monday night. Do you think, I mean, it seems to be the highest over-under of the week. I'm pretty excited about this one.
I mean, we were excited with the Lions, Cardinals last week too with the high over/under, and it disappointed. I think this one's a little bit better just because the Commanders' secondary is probably one of the worst in the league. I'm firing up on the Cardinals side. It's Kyler, it's James Conner, Marvin Harrison, and then that's really it because Trey McBride is probably not going to play this week. Are you going to flex Greg Dortch? Because they got to throw the ball elsewhere.
That's my idea with that. Elijah Higgins, athletic tight end, he would be the backup plugging in for Trey McBride. It's not going to be a 1-for-1 swap. So Greg Dortch, I do see as having a little bit of flex value in your 12-plus man leagues. Wilson as well. I think one of the guys is going to come out of here with a decent day, kind of a wide receiver 3-ish day. It's just rolling the dice, seeing which one it is.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to pick up Higgins? Are you going to try to start him? I'm probably not. It's just such a gamble.
I mean, he's going to hurt you this week, but all of these tight ends like to hurt you. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, there's so many other places you can pivot that have just as much upside. I mean, we talked about Tyler Conklin, about how I think he's a decent play. You were just going on and on yesterday about how much you think he's a great play. So maybe that's your pivot option right there.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers and tight ends just go together, guys.
Hey, he doesn't like them saggy butts, that's for sure.
Yes. And then on the Commander side, so Jaden Daniels, you're definitely starting him. He's having hell of a start for his rookie year. He's like our plus 115 as a favorite for rookie of the year right now. Malik Neighbors is right behind him. Austin Eckler is out this week. He has a concussion, so Brian Robinson should get a ton of work this week. I'm definitely starting him in a lot of DFS. Now, here comes the real question. Terry McLaurin obviously had a hell of a game last week. Are you starting him? What are you doing?
With the over-under here and just the understanding of Eckler's not in this game, we've seen him utilized quite a bit. I think Terry McLaurin, they tried to get him involved last week. You could see that was apparent, and it wasn't just Cincinnati's horrible game plan. I do think that maybe like a fringe 2-3 as far as a wide receiver goes. I mean, you're still playing him most likely, but hopefully he's more of that flex wide receiver 3 spot for you.
Okay. And then are you starting Zach Ertz?
I'd start him over Elijah Higgins, yeah.
That's not saying much, but yeah, I agree.
What about you as far as McLaurin goes? You starting him or JSN?
Oh, I'm going to go JSN. I like JSN a lot.
Watch his heart sing on this one, folks. McLaurin or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm still believing.
That's a flip of the coin. I think for me, those are pretty close, but I figured we'd fall on Thomas there. Who's winning this game?
I have the Cardinals winning and covering the spread. I think it's a bounce back game for them.
I feel like it should be too. They've got a great opportunity right now in the NFC West for them to take over this division.
Yeah.
Moving on from Boston to the Bay. How about that one? Come on. We're getting better. We're getting better with these. We got to warm up all these.
3.5 out of 10 in the creativity.
Oh, come on. This game is in San Francisco, 40.5 point over under. San Francisco's favored by, get this, 10.5 points. Coming out of a loss to the Patriots, who they put up a hell of a fight. It's not pretty on offense, but they're not rolling over this season, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, from the Patriots side, Ramondre, I know he burned you last week. I get it, but he had a fumble game script. It just got out of hand really quickly. So I'm still starting Ramondre. I still think he's a great start this week. Out of the wide receivers for New England, the only one I guess I would want to start is Demario Douglas. He's the one that seems to be getting a lot of the targets. But that's like a flex. That's about where I have him at.
Yeah, his 9 targets, caught 7 of them, and he had a rushing attempt. Looks great. 10 attempts for a wide receiver is awesome, but against this 49ers, they can be beat at the wide receiver position, so I guess that gives you a little something. We saw Drake May come in last week. Do you think, how much longer is Brissett going to hold on to this job? Everybody was saying
until
this
he
was
gets
really
injured.
Until the O-line
kills him. That's where it's not to happen, so. And it could happen soon. It could happen in this game, honestly. San Francisco has a good front seven, so who knows?
And this was kind of the last one of the tough games that May would have to get through. After this, it's Miami, Houston, Jacksonville, Jets again, Tennessee, Chicago. Oh, those are kind of rough, but this was supposed to be the gauntlet here in the first few games. It might just be hard trekking all along for this team. Hunter Henry, he burned so many people last week. Absolutely.
I'd start him again. I mean, like, what other options you really have? Or you're really, hoping in a prayer for tight end of this week. So that's all I have for that. I go Hunter Henry.
Go back to him. His target share is just ridiculous in this offense.
Yeah.
Purdy's being started. Jordan Mason's being started.
Yep.
Ayuk. That comeback, it's there.
Yeah. I believe Ayuk's going to have I think it's progressing. I know he missed all of training camp and preseason, so the football shape thing is a real thing. So I think you still start him. You take him as your wide receiver, one, probably maybe two, hopefully, but that's about where you're at. And then Juwan Jennings, I mean, are you starting him? Are you going to chase that, amazing game?
Juwan Jennings has proved to be a liked target when in this offense, and they're missing a piece or two. Right now they're missing 3, so this is his best opportunity to shine. I think he's still going to see a decent target share, having to do with, like, this is where the depth ends. So until Pearsall comes back, they really don't have any other choice. So a 12-plus team league, I am willing to flex him. It's just this low over-under. I can't expect too many points. Jordan Mason could, thump in 2 touchdowns, and this game could be about over at that point.
Yeah. I have San Francisco obviously winning that game, but I don't know if they covered 11 points. I think New England could definitely keep it within 10.
It's interesting. I liked it. I hammered the Rams money line last week, halfway through that game. So this might be another one that's kind of interesting to at least chase the spread. Storms brewing. Look at that. We're going to Kansas City. Psych! We're going over there. Thunderbolts. Is that what they do? I'm not a Chargers fan. Never really had too many Charger fan friends.
It's still a home game for Kansas City, to be honest with you. As a SoCal resident who's been to SoFi Stadium, it's really sad for Chargers fans. They just don't get enough fans to go in there. It's a visitor's home game, so
they don't travel well at home.
They don't. They really don't.
Over-under's 40 points. Kansas City is favored by 7 in this one. Herbert might not be playing. Still waiting to get more updates on that one.
I mean, the spread is kind of indicative of him not playing, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like if Herbert was playing, I feel like this would be like a closer to 4, maybe 3 point for the Chiefs. But yeah, with it being 7, it seems like to me Herbert's not playing. So on the Chargers side, it's pretty simple. It's J.K. Dobbins, and that's it.
And I'm scared to play J.K. Dobbins. If I'm putting him in, I'm not trying to force him into my lineup. If I can make something else work, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because, I know, obviously we saw last week the Chargers when, Justin Herbert went out and, their backup went in Tyler Heineke against the Steelers defense, which is a really good defense. The Chiefs have a really good defense too, so I don't know what you're not going to get much better, in the progressive and the defensive side. So that's about where I sit. I'm not starting QJ. I'm not starting Ladd. Ladd should honestly just be on the bench. Maybe even thought about being a waiver wire pick. So,
Kansas City side, I'm starting Rice. I'm starting Kelsey.
Are you?
The bounce back's coming. It's got to be. It has to be. We have to believe in something there, Brennan. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, where you took Kelsey, a lot of people took him as your tight end 1. You really have no choice. So, it's just. Like he said in his podcast, it'll come. His brother was defending him. I really don't know if he's old and out of shape. It could be a mixture of things. Rashee Rice is clearly the one in this offense, so that's about where it all sits now.
Xavier Worthy, you flexing him?
Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible idea. There's if you're talking for upside, it's definitely him. He's the one that he can definitely make it happen. He's kind of like a Rashid Shaheed type of player where it's just needs one play and it's all worth it.
You playing him or Michael Pittman?
No, that's awful. That's awful. I'll go Pittman. You know what? I think something's going to happen this week. I think Pittman gets 4 receptions.
Christian Kirk against Houston with no Ingram again or Worthy.
Probably Christian Kirk. Just because I think the Jags will be down, they got to throw the ball.
God, I like that, I guess. But it's gross. Nobody likes it.
Are you starting Carson Steele, though?
I don't want to. This game script, you can tell they're going to probably try and just kind of run up the clock. Unless he falls in the end zone, he's not going to have enough value for me, and that's my issue.
Okay, him or Zamir White?
Oh, you did it. You did it back. Give me Carson Steele, because Zamir White's just... I think it's 7 points he hasn't broken all season.
Yeah.
And he's playing the Browns, which, I mean, let's talk about that game. Wait, who's winning this one?
The Chiefs.
Chiefs, yep. All right. Let's go to Vegas. Dog Pound or Raider Nation. Woo! That's all right.
See, this is where you should have put Predators or Raider Nation.
Yeah, that one would have worked. Oh, damn it. Next time. Next week. There's always next week. 37-point over-under. Wow, these keep going lower, these over-unders. Vegas is favored by 2. Yes, that's right. The Raiders, the ones that lost to the Panthers, are favored against the Browns. Go ahead, Deshaun. What you got for me? No, it was more like to Deshaun. Like he's a regular listener here. He's trying to be a better person, so he listens to good podcasts and shows.
Clearly. All right. So on the Browns side, I'm going to go with Jerome Ford. I like the Jerome Ford. You are going to start Amari Cooper, and Njoku he's back, I believe, this week, so that's not a bad option. So that's where I'm leaning at with that.
And the list ends, folks. Yeah. Jerry Jeudy, he's going back to the waiver wire. I think that there's probably more enticing pieces that you can find out there other than a Deshaun Watson pass catcher.
Yeah, I mean, I think can you safely cut Jerry Jeudy now?
I think so. I've released him in a couple of leagues. Deeper leagues, but at the same time, it's where's the upside? Is there an upside with him? I'm sure he's going to have a handful, 2, maybe 3 boom games this season where you're excited that you played him. But outside of that, I just don't know.
Yeah. And then on the Raiders side, which is just, obviously the coach said that some people are making business decisions. Some people thought it was Devontae Adams. And then a lot of Raiders fans did a deep dive. It was their defensive back, Jack Jones. But I guess he's been a really good DB for them. So I really don't think there's going to be punishments, handed out this week. It sounds like Gardner Minshew's a starter. I'm not starting Zamir White. It's just it's gross. He looked great last year. Looks terrible this year. Alexander Madison is Alexander Madison. That's gross. I really don't want to start that. Devontae Adams, Devontae Adams or Terry McLaurin.
Ooh. Give me Terry.
Okay.
Give me Adams.
All right. Yeah, Jacoby Myers. He seemed to figure it out last week. Who knows? Are you starting him at all?
Talented, man.
Yeah.
I just don't know if his team's good enough to let him be fantasy relevant. Brock Bowers, he's the most enticing piece out of this team, though.
Absolutely. No one's even really close. You're hoping for the moon and the stars, so that's about it.
A little bit a modest week last week, tied in 15, only 5.6 points, only 8 points in week 1. There could be a shot to acquire him, I'm sure, for more casual fans that weren't getting in the hype of Dynasty when he got drafted. He's just going to be another name that isn't as relevant because he's only a rookie, a first-year player. So if there's any tight end to actually go for this year, he's the only one that I feel comfortable with right now.
I agree.
Who's winning this game?
Can I pick neither?
tie.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think the front seven. If the Giants can beat the Browns, the Raiders can beat the Browns.
Yeah, I like it. I'll take that logic.
Mm-hmm.
Hoop, there it is. It's the Bills, and the Ravens, second place AFC QB. That's really what we're battling for. Who is the next best, because Patrick Mahomes just holds that title so well. 46.5-point over-under. Yes. Bills favored by 2.5. Hey, that's not what we're worried about. It's the over-under. That's what we want, folks.
Is this in Baltimore or is it in Buffalo?
Baltimore, for what I'm seeing.
And Buffalo's favored by 2.5?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, hey, I get it. Buffalo's on a good roll right now. I mean, it just sounds like an upset to me. But we can start with the Buffalo side. Like, I mean, Josh Allen's in your lineup, James Cook's in your lineup, Duncan Cade's in your lineup. Let's get to the wide receivers. I'm going to go with Khalil Shakir. I mean, Keon Coleman, I guess, got in trouble last week for some attendance issues. That's why he didn't play a lot. That's what I heard. So, rookie mistakes.
And even with that, Curtis Samuel still can't find a way to be relevant in this offense.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, WTF, man. Well, he's an old guy. He's got to warm up. Good Lord.
He's only 27.
I'm trying to find an excuse, trying to find a reason, man. Khalil Shakir in a 12-plus fantasy league, I'm willing to start him. Wow, he's wide receiver 17 in the league, or on the season.
Yeah, he's been really good.
But he's finished wide receiver 23, 34, and 17. So he's just mediocrely consistent, is what we're looking there.
Hey, I'll take
good flex. It's good flex. All right. Well, Baltimore side, Lamar and Derrick Henry. Clearly, those are the only two pieces we need to talk about on this team.
No, because Mark Andrews makes me so sad. I don't know what to do. I have so many shares of him. I cry at night when I have to think about it.
Right? Oh, it's bad, folks. If you listen to the show all summer.
Four routes is all he ran against Dallas. And I get it. Game script. Heard you loud and clear. Wish I would have known about that in the fucking preseason and before I drafted him.
And Harbaugh said this just might be what happens. And that's even worse to hear. Because, lie to me. Tell me that you're going to try and get him more involved so I can just at least be happy about putting him in my lineup. But no, instead I'm going to feel indifferent, and I'm probably going to make mistakes like this week and not play him, and it's going to blow up. Absolutely blow up. At least we have tight end week coming up in, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
I don't know.
Oh, National Tight End Day, man. It's coming soon.
God, I hope so.
Mark Andrews, I'm still putting out there. I
am too.
If he's on my bench when he blows up, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers, where does he fall on your list? Him or Terry McLaurin?
That's close. I think I'd lean slightly towards Zay. That's about it, though. I think this game should be a shootout, so I'm gonna go with Zay.
I think the fact that they only have it at 46.5 points makes me feel a little bit more confident that we could see some points instead of them dropping 50-point game and then it clearly coming to the under. Who do you have winning?
I think the Ravens, man. The Ravens should be favored by at least one. Come on. I know the Bills are on a roll, but I think the Ravens should win this game.
Team Ravens all the way. So we're doing it again. Week 4, and we're still doubling up on Monday night games. Look how excited he is. He loves this title. Who makes a splash this week? Titans at Miami. 36.5-point over-under. Miami is favored by 1. How bad do you have to be in the mayonnaise to be down, favored?
I cannot believe. I was Titans should be favored by just 1. I'd say just 1. And then it's nope. They just know, Vegas knows Will Levis is going to make a boneheaded decision, and it's just going to cost them everything.
Will Levis. Again, just too many shares in best ball of, my second and third quarter beat. Oh, man.
That's really gross. That's awful decisions.
It was.
So we can start with the Titans side, since we're talking about it. All right. Tony Pollard, he's probably in your lineup. I think he's a solid low-end RB2. Tajay Spears, again, we're just, if this offense actually had some movement, I think he'd be valuable, but Will Levis sucks at quarterback, so he's just not useful, unfortunately. Really need a bounce-back game from Calvin Ridley. I think this is, I don't know if it's the spot, because Miami secondary actually is somewhat decent. Are you starting DeAndre Hopkins?
Most likely, no. Oh, I'm starting Xavier Worthy over DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
I'm starting Christian Kirk over DeAndre Hopkins.
Now let's go to the fun side. Miami. You look so thrilled, Brian.
I was hoping we could just hang out with Will Levis and make fun of him. You know, he eats the banana peels and put mayonnaise and stuff. Like, let's talk about that.
All right. So it looks like Tyler Huntley will be the starting quarterback this week. So that, hey, Pro Bowl quarterback is starting, all right? Let's just remind ourselves of that. He's a Pro Bowler, all right?
This is true. And he's had weapons that he's been able to support. It's usually about one. Usually just one weapon he can support. So that means
Devon Achane, he's not leaving your lineup. The dude's he's on the field a ton, and like he seems the only one to get like positive points for the Dolphins. Let's talk about the wide receivers. This gets really fun. Like I'm in a predicament here with some of these guys. Like Tyreek Hill, like I have some question marks. Like I could start elsewhere. Like who gets more points this week? Demarcus Robinson or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Greg Dortch or Tyreek Hill?
Why do I have to play this game?
Because I've already went through this game. I have Tyreek Hill out of my lineup in one of my leagues because I can.
Like Tennessee, their secondary. Oh, L'Jarius Sneed is out there. He's done a really good job this season. It's hard. Yeah. Like Stephon Diggs, Jaden Reed, George Pickens. These are all guys I'd play over Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that sounds pretty obvious. Jalen Waddle, is he out of your lineup though?
Yeah, he's out.
All right, who do you have winning this game?
I'm going to go Miami. I don't believe in Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis is going to do something so stupid, and I just can't wait to watch it.
And McDaniel's going to figure something out to get him a couple of wins. Like he's a really good coach. I don't mind the Callahan up there, but oh man, benching Tyreek Hill, I feel like I should be like banished for whatever reason. That's so bad.
He hurt you last week playing him, so
he did. It's okay. I don't mind if he hurts me a little bit. You know.
Okay.
That's what
like an abusive relationship, I guess.
Wouldn't be the first one he's in. Hey-o!
Oh my god.
Oh, that was terrible. Sorry, folks. Too much. Who's the real beast? We've got the Seahawks. Come on, where's the response? Seahawks at the Lions. 46.5 point over-under. Detroit's favored by 3.5. Seahawks are beasts, right? They're carnivorous.
Yeah, no, they're a good team, man. McDonald's a really good coach on the defensive side. They've definitely turned it around over there. So I think it's over Seattle. Yeah. I think Kenneth Walker's playing this week. He sounds like he's progressing that way, right? He's limited in practices.
Yeah, it's kind of what I've heard the rumors of too. Is he should be started. So let's play as if he does. I mean, if he starts, we're playing him.
Yes, absolutely.
So then the question goes to Charbonnet. If Walker's out, we're playing Charbonnet, no problem. If Walker is in, though, is Charbonnet still flexible?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
That made that easy. Just out completely.
Made it real easy for you.
You sure did. You sure did. Yeah. We're going to play the Tyreek Hill game, but okay. I see what you're doing.
Nope.
DK Metcalf, JSN, they're both in your lineups. DK Metcalf is a high-end wide receiver 2. JSN kind of a high-end wide receiver 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Lockett, is he flexible?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think this game should be a shootout. So, I think it should be, it should be a high-scoring game. So, I'm hoping for that. So, I don't mind
Tyler Lockett or Tyreek Hill.
Tyler Lockett.
Oh, God, that hurts. I'm still putting in Tyreek Hill there, but I'm not going to argue with anybody on either side. That's gross.
Yeah,
this Detroit secondary is again gross, so it could happen. On that side, though, it's real easy. Gibbs and Montgomery, St. Brown, easy starts.
Yep.
Jameson Williams.
Man, like it's like the highs are the highs and there's lows of the lows. So it's like, what are you getting this week? Like, I don't hate it as a flex option just because it's like Monday night game. You're really hoping for that win. You want to cheer for Jameson Williams to get some catches. Like, I'm all for it. Sam Laporta is not practicing again for the second day in a row. I don't mind picking up Brock Wright as, if you have Sam Laporta, like he couldn't do any worse than what he's been doing.
5 targets, 4 catches, 34 yards. He's always going to be a red zone threat. Jared Goff, I don't feel like he's always the most confident passers back there. And, you know, he likes his tight end. He likes the, you know, little dump off right there.
Anthony Richardson or Jared Goff?
You're just trying to hurt me today, aren't you? Making me... I think I'd go Anthony Richardson for just the upside. Seattle's secondary is pretty good, so if that limits Jamison Williams, Laporte is out, Goff's upside might be capped just a bit.
All right, Geno or Anthony Richardson?
I have them back-to-back in rankings. They're like, I think, 12 and 13 in my rankings. Safe play is Geno, upside play is Richardson.
Okay.
As the cheating way out. What about you?
I
Which way are you going?
I have Geno ahead of Anthony, and then I have Anthony ahead of Jared Goff.
Okay. Nice. Sweet. Who's winning the game?
I have Seattle. I think Seattle goes in and upsets them.
Okay. I like it. 3-0 Seattle against 2-1 Detroit wouldn't. Oh my gosh. The betting market would just absolutely lose its stuff if that happens. Oh, let's go chaos. Give it to me. Folks, that is it for week 4, Start Sit Part 2. If you need more from us, you can find us all over the Fantasy Football Advice Network. What is that? Well, we'll tell you in just a second. Before we do that, you can find me on Twitter at @toomuch_Brian. And, of course, all my written work will be over at the QB list. Brennan, what about you? What you got cooking for us?
I'm on X at FFAMBMolk, and then you can find me on the Facebook group page for Fantasy Football Advice Network.
And again, Fantasy Football Advice Network, that's where all the fun's happening. Start, sit, fun videos, everything you could possibly look for as far as content creator or a consumer. But this is what we're talking about.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to